So you're looking for a little bit of a bang for your buck, and you're looking for something that can excite your pockets, so to speak. Well, pardon the pun. And, well, you own a Nintendo 3DS, but however, you have not yet checked out the eStore on Nintendo, or nor do you believe or hope that this device can deliver quite your expectations for a handheld gaming device. Now, the game device, of course, is still, and I mean still, being pushed out for production for, games. So you gotta be patient. In that meantime, there's one store, or a couple games in the store that probably will keen your interest or give you a hard-on, so to speak. Well, you're greeted with a 3D Classic Excite Bike. I'll give my opinions about this game specifically later on. But, alright, you're greeted with a freebie, and another freebie, which is Pokédex 3D. I'll, again, give an opinion about that later on. So, okay, The Legend of Zelda DX is welcoming you. Is it free? Absolutely not. Now, the price most of these games, depending on the popularity of the title for its time or back in the day. $6 and you land yourself a copy of Link's Awakening for your Nintendo 3DS to play as your heart's content until your device deflates, your body explodes, you die, or whatever, or Nintendo decides not to do the service anymore. That's one of the drags about, obviously, DLC or application data. That's just how it is. It's convenient to a point, then it, of course, becomes lackluster. Sadly, though, that's the same thing towards anything, really. Everything dies eventually, sooner or later. Eventually, you might have to get yourself another copy of Link's Awakening DX, either it being on an actual physical cartridge, or if you're into this, on the store. Now, it has a nice rating system I've seen right across the board here, so obviously it must be a very good game. I know it's a good game, so therefore, I agree with this rating system so far. Now, the store, of course, has a nice slide feature, kind of like the iPhone, which, of course, were the intentions of this was trying to attract most of the customers to purchase this. Now, again, there's a nice little wish list here, which you can click, and it adds to your wish list. Pretty cool, right? As well as you can see what you wanted, or pretty much did, right? But I think that's a nice little feature here and there. There's little nicks and knacks right here and there that, of course, are, if you have a stylus, obviously you can access better with a fingernail, but again, it's pretty sleek and quite nice. It's a nice little big bar that boldly says tap here to purchase. Now, if you have a balance, it will tell you currently right there what you have and keeps it conveniently located by the little bar here, which says the price, which, again, all this was thought out decently well for the handheld. Now, as I was saying before, Nintendo noticed that Apple's taken the market for handheld sales. So much so, this has enraged Nintendo. Nintendo is a jealous kind of brother that, he wants to be on top kind of thing. So Nintendo is like, okay, let's do something about that and revise the DSi store and make it the eStore from Nintendo. So again, they balance out budget with convenience with most of these games. You gotta understand that when looking at this device. So again, let's take a look. Again, it slides across very easily. I'm not putting any pressure at all on the device. No, am I peer pressuring it whatsoever. One of the cool things about this as well is it gives you highlights as well as shows you some future games that you could potentially purchase if you're interested in. Or if you're curious to see what games are going to be out soon, you can just click on this, click on this, and you can see what games are going to be potentially coming out, like The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, Luigi's Mansion 2, Mario Kart, Super Mario, which I'm looking forward to that one actually. Same with this one here. I actually want to get that one. Because I don't even own an N64 at the moment, which is disappointing. I know. Kid Icarus. I mean, again, it shows a nice selection of games that are going to be coming out in the future, so a lot of these games look very promising. So much so for some Laserdiscs out there. Inside joke you'll understand later on when you're older. As well as Animal Crossing, so all those casuals can be addicted to something on the go, as you were on your DS originally. As well as you can search on the device as well, so if you have some specific taste, you can search it up. Quite nice feature. A little bit inconvenient if you have fingernails that don't quite tap to it, so of course that's why Nintendo invented, as well as the person who invented the Palm Pilot, understood that, your fingernails are not that tiny unless you're, a gnome of some sort. So that's why the touchpad comes into play with this stylus. So again, it's really easy to access. It shows some DSiWare favorites, as well as some shovelware they decided to stuff in there for value. So we're going to click on that. And we're greeted, of course, with a lot of typical cliche favorites, like Plants vs. Zombies for $7.99 versus the $20 you see in the stores typically, which is a good value. I mean, it's great. You want to pretty much play this on the go anyway, if you are into Plants vs. Zombies or hardcore fanatic. Again, there's some shovelware here and there for $2. Not too bad of a price. If you have some kids who own this device and you don't want them to quite go blind, you obviously turn off the 3D derp. But anywho, again, the device is obviously intended for 3D, so I keep it on, because I'm just that good with my eyes, apparently. So again, not too bad of a device. I like a lot of the selection so far. I mean, some of the shovelware I ignore because, that's obviously to sucker some customers and think they're getting a good value or a good game out of the device. Again, I don't agree, obviously, with buying every single shovelware just because to support the companies. If the game's good, I'll initially buy it. I don't care what anyone else says. So, From the Abyss was obviously originally a DS title back in the way when, probably a couple years ago, I believe. And, obviously this is Chapter 2 of some sort. So, again, forgive me if my memory is blogged about the details of this title specifically. I do remember there was a DS title of the same name before. Hack and slash, supposed to be really good. Or, pretty good by the cult classic favorites. So anyway, $2 as well. I mean, these are all very familiarly priced examples, being something from the iStore. Not the same specific titles, but, price range to attract customers to buy a bunch of these things off a $20 card. And obviously, Nintendo makes a $20 income investment. As well as the 30% or 3%, I forgot exactly how much the stores make per card sold. But whatever. Again, these titles that are $5, which are obviously licensed by Nintendo. As well as like third-party companies who make like faces, monsters, which you put yourself on a face and make a monster, boogity boogity boogity, whatever. And, you get Mario. Again, a bunch of shovelware. I'm going to get all the way to the end here, which is the most expensive title I've seen on this console yet, which is Shantae, Risky's Revenge, for about $12. Now, I would say that'd be a very good investment, because I heard the game does have some range of, gameplay in it, so it's supposed to be really good as well, so you would go in there and you want to purchase it. I'm actually going to add this to my wish list for now, so, anywho, not too bad of a price, right? I mean, it has a lot of gameplay involved with it, so it'd be worth the investment, I suppose. Again, if you're a traveler, these type of stores are always great. So, again, that's what you get. See, what you see is what you get, as well as what you research beforehand. So, overall, I think the device does have a good selection of titles starting off with the store, at least. Some of the virtual console games are only good by personal preference. Legend of Zelda is obviously a cult classic by many. Super Mario Land is obviously a cult classic by many. Alleyway, which is a breakout clone, which, technically the same, whatever. It's a pretty decent title, $3. That's a very good, reasonably priced title. If you want to take it on the go with you and you do like these arcadesy style block games, very much up your alley. As for Radar Mission, I have no clue. I never played this game in ages, so I don't remember it, so I couldn't give you a fair assessment. But $3, it's about the same average price of these Game Boy carts originally, so give or take, if you're into traveling, you like to bring a bunch of games with you, but you don't have the space, that'd be a good investment to grab a copy of. Again, some more popular titles, you will obviously notice the price will go up. So like $6, $4, not too bad, not unreasonable, to say the least, and you would probably get your value's worth if you obviously loaded up on a couple of games to start yourself off with. Now, as for time cards and all that stuff and punching those cards in, there is an option on here, which you scroll through, you hit add funds, and then you can redeem a Nintendo 3DS prepaid card, or you can add your debit or Visa card, which I'm not going to add my credit card to this, because, as of recent times, I decided the hell with that. So, yeah, you have the option of adding both. So if you trust Nintendo that much, you just go and add that. If you trust Nintendo enough to pay $20, or whatever the cards may be pre-priced at, Then you can obviously redeem the code, activate it here, which the card should look something like that in the store. So if you are interested in that, that's what they look like. You punch it here, 16 digits, you go blah 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 blah, bing bang boom, you're pretty much in the go. So again, everything's really easily accessed. There's no latency with loading times and most things, exception to logging into the store, which is accepted because you're connected to the internet, and this is a small device trying to find the Wi-Fi throughout your house. Unless you have a really good connection, bam, just like that. Or if you're in a really strong Wi-Fi area, you're in luck. Again, everything is very much located conveniently. I keep on hitting that, I don't know why. And it's quite nice. Now, again, they have a nice list too that shows off what games are out now. So if you're looking for new games to buy, or you just don't want to look online, you're laying down in your bed, look up Ridge Racer 3D, Steel Diver, which I'm not really a big fan of. Look, it's Clone Soldier. They should have the price of the games as well, so if you're curious how much they cost, even though you can get them used. But yeah, overall, I think the device is really good. Or at least the store is good anyway. I'm kind of going over myself there a little bit. So, yeah, definitely worth grabbing and fondling. And, yeah, sorry, I just said fondling when I saw that because my brain went into the gutter. So, yes, as I bring my otaku hood up to a new level, I definitely have to say this game device offers a pretty good store. It's still early on, but it still offers a good variety as well as great eye candy for those who like the sleek interfaces with most of these type of devices. Very smooth transaction, no latency, which is good, as well as they give you recommendations towards games, which obviously Cave Story is a good game anyway, so you get it for free online for the PC. Just if you want to support the company, which the company I think deserves the $10 out of your pocket into theirs, because they deliver a really good Metroid style, fun style game. And plus all the break-staking labor of translating it into English as well as updating the graphics slightly, it's worth $10 at least. So yeah, this is Dan Van Dam from Worth Universe HD, hoping you enjoy my journalistic approach of the Nintendo 3DS's eStore, which combines the simplicity of an iPhone style interface with, the complexity of good gaming as well as various gaming provided. Either you're casual or hardcore, I just like to keep up on times with what games are out now. I definitely recommend trying out the eStore and giving a couple purchases a shot once the cards come out, or I believe you can probably use the Wii cards. I'm not 100% certain how this all works with all that. I'm assuming there's probably going to be a card exclusively held out for this, because again, I did not do my homework for what the cards are for. So don't hold it to me. I just don't basically know, because it's really blank information I've seen when doing this review. So take it easy, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yes, that boy is wearing a skirt. Don't hate him though. He's just doing his job of being Kid Icarus with a blade-looking Lord of the Rings, I don't know.